Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. Or if you're new here, I'm Sarah, and I do videos on frugal living, simple living, budgeting. If all of those kinds of things are something that you love, then definitely give me a thumbs up, and I would love to have you. So today what I want to talk to you about is the budget. Are you using someone else's budget like it was designed for somebody else? Or is it something that you've actually created for yourself and it's working? I'm going to assume that maybe it's not working, that you're looking to improve it maybe. And so I have a series of questions to go over that may help you find the perfect budget that actually works for you. Not everybody else, but just for you. So I guess first things first is to realize that you even need one. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, I don't make enough to have a budget. I have no money left at the end of the month, all those kinds of things. That's a perfect reason to have a budget. Then you have the flip side of people who say, well, if I'm so wealthy or whatever, I don't need to have a budget. The different wealthy people that I've known throughout my life have definitely had a budget. And whenever you read articles and maybe listen to radio, anything like that, all these people have one that are very wealthy. Even Steve Jobs and all of those guys that are billionaires, like the ultra wealthy, they still have budgets. If they need one, so do you. It's just a plan. There's no, monetary amount that says whether you should have one or not. So that's the first thing, is even just realizing you need one. Next one is what is your personality? Are you maybe a budget by paycheck person, where the thought of having a whole month, that you have to go, without, hitting all those numbers, maybe that just makes you cringe. Or the thought of doing something every week also makes you cringe, and you're thinking, I just want to set it for the month and leave it. Which, in all actuality, nobody does that. If you have a working budget, it continues to evolve all month long because you're tweaking it. But my point with the personality thing is, do you need to have a pen and paper? Do you need to have an app? Do you need to have a program that you follow religiously in order to keep it in line? Are you a, fly by the seat of your pants kind of person? And you're just like, I'm going to hit all of the all of the pertinent numbers. After that, it's all going to go in this category or this category or this category. Those are all things to know, because you need to know how you function in order to make this work for you. So the next one is what are your goals? Are you trying to pay off debt? Are you trying to pay off your house? Are you trying to build up an emergency fund? Put money in retirement? All of the above. All of those need to be put into your budget. All of them. All those numbers need to go into your budget somewhere. Now, how you do that, completely up to you. But they do need to be plugged in there somewhere. The next one is, do you have one right now? And if so, is it working? What part of it is not working if not? Is it that it's too strict? Because sometimes we don't put any money in there for, say, eating out or fun or any of those kinds of things. Or maybe vacations. Those could be thrown in there too. Another question is, are you a person who can save up for things over the course of a whole year? For example, for Christmas, birthdays, anniversaries, those kinds of things. Can you not touch the money if you were to put it off to the side? Or do you need to save up for that, more of a monthly schedule, rather than set it at the beginning of the year, and then by the time the end of the year rolls around, you have enough money for Christmas and all of those kinds of things. But knowing whether or not you're going to actually leave it alone, and also knowing whether or not you're going to be faithful in putting that money into, say, a sinking fund account for all of those things. Are you going to leave it there? Here's a tip. If you don't think you will, deposit that money into a completely different account, completely different bank, across town, online, whatever it happens to be. That way you're not tempted to just do the little transfer over, that kind of thing. You don't want to do that, because then you're going to feel guilty and it's going to be a whole thing. It's going to be awful. Then you're going to spend money and it's no good. The other thing is when we are really trying to set up a budget that works for us, we look at all of the people online, and we're trying to come up with something. So we maybe try to follow this program, say Dave Ramsey's program. It's not working out for you. Maybe Jordan Page's program. Maybe that's not working out. Whoever it is that has like a super great budgeting program, you've tried them all. Here's the biggest tip, is if you can take a little bit from this one that applies to you, a little bit from this one that applies to you, and a little bit from this one, you will create the perfect budget for you. And the best budget is the one that you actually use and that actually functions for you, your family, your lifestyle, all of those things. I would like to know from you, what are some of your best budgeting tips? And what are some kind of your failures? I tried really hard to follow Dave Ramsey's program. I get really caught up into a certain program, and then if I don't follow it to a T, I feel like a failure. So what I have learned is to literally take the best of all of these and leave the rest. You know that saying, take the best and leave the rest? That's the moral of the story. And so that's what I want to encourage you to do. Take a little bit from all of these people and do what works for you and your family. The rest of it, leave it. You don't have to do the whole thing. Just leave it. And I am so proud of you for actually deciding to take this whole thing and take the bull by the horns and actually do it. Now, it's not going to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to work. So that's what I wanted to say. And I really, really, really want to encourage you to keep trying, because all of these little failures are what help us to succeed. And so that's the moral of the story today. So I will talk to you guys in my next video. And thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you like this kind of content. And I will see you next Friday. Thanks.